Need help finding motivated sellers in my area and other areas.
Well, thank you, Ernest. That was a very earnest question, very fast and to the point. So he's looking for motivated sellers in his area or other areas. Now, there's 3 reasons why you would look for motivated sellers that I can think of off the top of my head. Number 1, you're a house flipper. Okay, so you want to find someone who's going to sell you the house that you're going to buy it, fix it up, and flip it. Number 2, you're going to buy it and hold it as a rental property. Okay, that's the second reason you would do that. And the third is that you're a wholesaler. A wholesaler is something I used to do for a number of years. It's how I really got my start in real estate. I'm going to find a motivated seller who wants to sell the property. I'm basically going to get it under contract under a purchase agreement. I have the right then to sell that purchase agreement to a third party, another person who's going to spend 8 months renovating the house. Not me, this other person. That's what I used to do in New Jersey, and I've done thousands of those deals. I'd be paid a finder's fee by the house flipper for locating the deal because they just don't have the time. They do not have the time to go out and find a house. They are too busy renovating properties. You know, they'll be lining up their next deal though. They want to, as that one's being wrapped up and being sold and renovated, they want their next one that they can start working on. And so that was who I would work with. I would go out and find the deals, and then I would flip the contract and sell the piece of paper basically to the house flipper that wanted to spend the time renovating the property. And they'd pay me $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, depending on the deal. In New Jersey, properties could be $900,000, $800,000. So that little finder's fee could be different depending on what market you're in, of course, right? If you're flipping $50,000 homes, $60,000 homes, you're not going to get a finder's fee that high. You know, you might get $500, $1,000, whatever it is. Different areas, different revenue. So how to find motivated sellers? The way that I used to do it, and I still think the best way to do it, is direct mail. That's absolutely still one of the top ways to do that. Go to listsource.com, pull an equity list. That means somebody who has like 90 to 100% equity in the property. Okay, on listsource.com, you can do that. I would definitely find people that have owned the home beyond 10 years. Like, you don't want to just start sending mail out to someone who just bought a house, right? That just moved in. They're not going to want to sell the house. So I would look for people 10 years ago that maybe bought it. So 2012 and beyond, and back, I would set the date from like 1900 all the way up to like 2012 or 2010, something like that. I'm just doing back of the envelope calculations here. So, and then, so that's 10 or 12 years that they've owned the house. If they have 100% equity in the house, you send them a letter that says, and I would definitely want to target people who aren't owning the properties in an LLC. That means they're an investor typically. So I would look for people that own it in their own name. And then I would simply send them a letter in your targeted zip code where you want to do deals. For me, it used to be thousands of properties I would send mail to. For you, it might be a few hundred. Depends on your market. It depends on where you live and where you want to target to find motivated sellers. And I would simply send them a form letter. That's what I used to do. I think the best ones, actually, they're a little bit more expensive, are sending ones that look like a Christmas card, like almost in a green or a pink or a yellow or a red envelope, because they stand out. It doesn't look like junk mail. And it's written on a card, and you can do like a handwritten card, not yourself, or but there's a printing service that says, "I'm buying properties in your neighborhood. I'm interested in buying your house at 123 Main Street. Call me," and you put your phone number down there, and you create like a Google Voice phone number, so that anytime that phone number rings, you know that it's only people coming from your mailings. Okay, that's one way to do it. And I'm giving you a really rough example how to do this. Another way to do it, I've done a lot of deals this way, is to go to the for sale by owner section on Craigslist and look at people that are selling their home for sale by owner. I've done a lot of deals that way because sometimes the houses are inherited maybe, and it's a total dump, like it's in total disarray and needs a total renovation, and they're too embarrassed to list it with a realtor because they can't do open houses, or might be some issue. I've definitely had houses that had asbestos problems, and they don't want people walking through there. I had one house where half the floor in the kitchen was missing. If you walked in, you would have fallen into the basement. And that was a wholesale deal for me. I made $12,000 on that deal, actually, because I found it, did the hard work, got it under contract, and sold it to a renovator who wanted to actually tear it down. So, and use that land and was able to build a brand new house on that spot. So again, those are just a few ways. For sale by owner section, direct mail. There's also phone services now where you can target certain areas and do phone calls using different services for that. Another one is for you to identify abandoned houses. Now that grass is growing and it's summertime, look for houses where, if you just do it, it's called driving for dollars. Drive through different neighborhoods that you want to target. And I'm guaranteeing you're going to find houses where the grass is way long, and you can tell that no one's been there. Something's got to be going on with that property. Okay. Either it's an inherited property and the family lives in out of state somewhere and they don't know what to do with it, and it needs a lot of work. They don't have the money to fix it up. Well, that's when you want to find out who owns that property. You can pull county records and you can mail that person, the owner, maybe 3 states away. Hey, I'm buying properties in this neighborhood and I see that your house at 123 Main Street has high grass, and I don't know if you're interested in selling the house, but I'm willing to talk to you about it. Like, the thing is with motivated sellers, they're out there, but you've got to be motivated in this business. You've got to be like a dog with a bone. And that's what I used to do. Whenever I had free time, I was in my car, I was driving neighborhoods, I was knocking on doors. That's how I became successful in real estate at that time. And you can too. You just got to be motivated to do it. So that's my answer to you, Ernest. There's always a way. Motivated sellers always exist. You just got to find them. Thank you to all of your great questions. You can go to our website, morrisinvest.com, click on the microphone icon, and leave us a 30-second voicemail question about real estate or whatever else is on your mind. Now go out there, take action, and become a real estate investor. I believe it's the #1 way to build wealth. We'll see you next time.